Are you stuck with red CS50 responses? I am too. I can't believe that I'm unable to get a machine to count. That can't be. CS50 did turn all green. Let me tell you how I did it.
When I first read the problem, honestly, I felt a bit lazy about it because I had to read through somebody else's code and then understand how it functions to write my own code. Because I had to go through the code written by CS50 staff and then implement what is necessary for this function to work. This made me lazy, but then I remembered the Nike slogan.
Just do it!
The task sounds quite simple. You have to make a program that accepts a candidate's name, lets voters vote, and prints a winner. That's it. Creating democracy with C.
As you already know, the CS50 team has provided us with the initial code for this program. Our first task is to write a function that validates the votes. Let me help you understand what this means. After making plurality and then calling out the function, entering the number of votes, let's say that we are going to vote for Alice first. Our function has to validate whether Alice is in the list of candidates or not. It has. And if we are going to give it the name of Henry, who is not in the list of candidates, it will print out invalid vote. Now, let us implement this function. Now, to write this comparison function, we have to compare the name that has been inputted against the list of candidate names. My first instinct was to write a for loop iterating through each character and then compare them. But it sounds a bit tedious. But then I found out about stircom function from CS50's manual pages. Turns out that you sometimes need to just read the manual. Now, this function takes in a string 1 and string 2 as its input. That is, it takes in two strings as its input, and if both strings are the same, it returns 0, and if both strings are not the same, it returns an integer that is not 0. Now let's implement it in our code. Let's iterate through the candidate array. We're going to write for int I equal to 0 less than candidate count I plus plus. Now let's call if stircom. In order to write the stircom function here, you would have to input include string.h. Now pass in the value of candidate I and the value of string name. Repeat it to 0. There you have it. Now if this is 0, we are going to return false, return true, and if this for loop does not work, we are going to return false. Okay guys, that's it. Let's test our function and see if it works. Make plurality candidates. That's not the name of candidates. This candidates. Oh, sorry. It's candidates I dot name. Make plurality 3. Let's say Alice. Validated. Henry. With that, we have achieved our first task. We need to also update the vote totals for our new candidates. Let's say candidates I dot votes and update it by 1. That's it. Now you can go on to the next task. Our next task is to find the winner. Now, the winner is the person with the highest number of votes. As we know, we have entered the candidate's information into the candidates array. It consists of a string name and int votes. We need to find the candidate within the candidates array that has the highest number of votes. To do this, let's just set up a variable called highest vote, and let's start it off at 0. Now let's create a for loop. Inside the for loop, let's make an if statement where we'll see if the highest vote is less than candidate I dot votes, then highest vote will be equal to candidate I dot votes. Okay, when this for loop ends, highest vote variable will contain the actual highest number of votes that a single candidate has received. Now let's create another for loop. Just copy paste this one. Delete the if block. Okay, inside this for loop, we are going to print the candidate who has the highest number of votes. So if candidate I dot votes is equal to highest vote, printf s candidates I dot name. Now let's see if our code is working. Plurality. Oh, there is an error. What's here? 95. I didn't put a semicolon. Error corrected. Okay, now let's check out our code. Make plurality. Number of voters is 4. Alice, Road, and Charlie. And Chalice. Oh, we have to add a backslash n over here. Now let's check 50. That's it, the results are in. Check 50 has turned all green. So at the beginning this problem annoyed me and I felt a bit lazy, but starting to do it and breaking it down into simple steps helped me understand that it's really simple, not easy, but simple, like all things once you do them. I'm documenting my journey of learning about tech, and if you want to learn alongside me, subscribe. Next up is Runoff. See you then.